Hello everyone. So now today let's talk about some important aspects of for the growth of the economy. So how to measure the qualitative side of the growth of the economy? So you see GDP, GVA, GNP, GVA, GNP, all of these are the quantitative measures to measure the economy. Those are quantitative measures, but alternative measures to measure the qualitative side of the growth are: number one, human development index, inequality adjusted human development index, social progress index, green progress index, happiness index, green GDP. So all of these are the factors, but today we are going to talk about what is human development index, right? So let's talk about human development index. So human development index is, we usually heard this, we usually have heard this in our current affairs also. See, what is human development index basically? So human development index is basically, it is developed by the Pakistani economist Makbul and Indian economist Amartya in 1919. It was developed in 1990. Since 1993 only, UNDP, United Nations Development Program, is using it to publish in its annual report. And Human Development Index is a measure. It measures the average achievement of the country in three dimensions, right? So what are these three dimensions? So this three dimensions has three pillars. Those are three dimensions. Three dimensions are: number one is a long and healthy life, second is knowledge, and third is standard of living. These three: long and healthy life, knowledge, standard of living. Long and healthy life is standard of life and knowledge. Okay, so long and healthy life, it is measured by what? It is measured by the life expectancy at birth, and knowledge is measured at the adult literacy rate, and adult literacy, and a combined primary, secondary, and tertiary enrollment ratio. Also enrollment ratio in the school, okay, and colleges. Rest is the last is the standard of living, which is measured by the GDP per capita. GDP per capita in the purchasing power parity in US dollar. Okay, US dollar, I think, which is around currently it is, India is having 6197, I think, somewhat around this. So in 2023 and 24 report, India ranked 134 in a global human development index, and Switzerland, followed by Switzerland, which ranked number one. Switzerland is ranked one. Top performers are the Switzerland number one, second Norway and Iceland. Low performers are the Somalia, South Sudan, and African. And country that are not covered under the not covered under the human development indexes are North Korea and Monaco. These two are the country which are not covered, right? Now moving ahead, see, one of the very important is that very important topic of the human development index. There are many unprecedented level of growth disparity which has been observed in the survey. So see, half of the world poverty country languished below the pre-COVID crisis level due to the COVID, right? And 2 decades of this steady reducing the inequality between the rich and the poor country. Poor country is also reversed. It is opposite now during that time. So basically, human development index is projected to record high level in 2023 after 2020 and 2021 due to the COVID, after the COVID. And reason for the such gap of inequalities, number one, that is a concentration of the wealth. See, almost 40% of the global trade in the goods is concentrated in three or fewer countries. This is a very big concern. That's why many underprivileged, marginalized people or the poor are unable to access to this basic services and the facility also. So this is the reason why there is a huge inequality gap, and this huge inequality gap is creating a hindrance for the development in the qualitative aspect. India's performance at the various India's performance at various indicators. So life expectancy rate increased from 62.7 years to 67.7 years, right? And next is a rise in the gross national income, which has reached $6,951, which is 6.3% rise in 12 months. And this is very remarkable progress. Expected year of the schooling is 12.6 per individual, and at a global at at a gender inequality index, GII, gender inequality index, list, India stood 108 out of 166 nations, and India stood and India's tried in reducing gender inequality significantly. This gap has been reducing. Now, last is that one question, let's see about the in mains. There was one question in 2016: despite the consistent experience of high growth, India still goes with the lowest indicator of human development index. Examine the issue that makes balanced and inclusive development elusive. So see, this question tells, despite the growth, okay, despite the economic growth of India, India is still with the lowest indicator of human development index. So what are the reasons? So see, number one is the income inequality. In India, 10% of the population holds the disproportionate share of the wealth. This is very, very huge, where India is the fastest growing economy, and growing economy does not compounds the growth of reduction of the inequality, right? So limit ability to the poor to access the basic facility and opportunity, it limits that. And next is a regional disparities. Some states and districts still lags and gaps persist in human development. Example, literacy rate of the Bihar is 65, and literacy rate of the Kerala is 96%. See the gap in these two states. And next is social exclusion. See, marginalized group of people like SC, ST, various religious groups are faces the discrimination, exclusion in the society. This brings to a point that social exclusion always it has a negative impact on the qualitative growth of the economy. And gender inequality, which we have already discussed, and inadequate investment in the social sector. All of these factors accounts to the low indicator in the human development index. Therefore, bringing the inclusiveness in the economy, equity in the economy, and the equitable distribution of the resources by the government policy and government schemes will curtail and will bring India into the better position in the coming years. Thank you. This much for today. Keep studying and keep learning. I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you very much.